Hey traders and YouTube followers, Market Sniper hat on today. Yes, hiding my curly locks. GBP New Zealand it is indeed. So a while ago we did a Reset Sniper video. In fact, follow that YouTube channel, The Reset Sniper, regarding the Antipodian. That's Australia, New Zealand, that region of the world, housing property markets, and pointing out that they were highly exposed, and our suspicion was the currency would underperform because the ability to put up rates is likely to cause a recession due to the overexposure to housing market feel-good factor, leading to both the New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar to be relatively weak against most other currencies. We surprisingly selected the pound, no less than the pound, to be one of the fairly liquid and alternative longs against, and we selected New Zealand to be the short, but we were bearish Australian dollar as well. So just a quick check-in with you on how that all has turned out. Our structure was that this was a really impulsive cross. You could have got in short, long, my apologies, as soon as here on the breakout of this little squeeze, which was probably confirmed at that juncture. And so far so good. We've had some impulsive moments. You could have had a stop just under that really strong look one way, go the other way candle. Could have been tighter as well if you had wanted. The target we're looking for is here with a possibility of a little bit of overperformance even potentially in that. This is quite a big time frame setup. It's daily for an FX, which is something we typically feel quite comfortable with. Your risk reward is through the 7.6 or 7.59 level. At target. So at the moment, where are we? Let's just move that out the way so we can all have a little look-see. You can see that we had a push up. We cleared our second interim. We had a little bit of churn here. This looks very much like the possibility of a pennant forming. We can drop it down a time frame and have a little closer look. When you do that, you see more of the detail of the structure. Could you get a little squeeze and continuation here? We'll have to see if that occurs. It could rest a lot more and pull back for a while. Let's be frank, this has been a really nice and steady move up with a proper blow off through the second interim. Came actually not too far away from handling target. So it might rest for a bit before that eventuality occurs. It's well ahead of its time frame. So our methodology, and you can learn more about it, go pre-reg for our mini course on HVF method. We'll do a totally free micro mastery course on some of the things we feel traders should know and a little bit more of an insight about our method, but we can only go so far. But it's quite an interesting little micro course that will be coming out around the end of November. But in essence, what we're saying is once you've run a second interim, there's a possibility of a greater rest. But you've had a nice consistent move up with a blow-off push through that second interim, but we did stop short of the target. So what's it going to do? Is it going to have a little deeper pull below the second interim first and potentially make target? I mean, technically there's no guarantee. It can fall all the way back down and fail as well. But you would argue now at this juncture, the likelihood of that is more reduced, and you're well on the way to harvesting that 7.59 risk reward if you've taken this trade, which thankfully I have, and many of our premium students are involved in that as well. What does this mean? Actually, despite all the Brexit talk, the pound hasn't done too badly. We can have a look just quickly for the 360-degree value of assessing the FX, how New Zealand has done against the US dollar. That's the oil, so go the other way, Francis. And you can see very quickly here that the New Zealand has been broadly weak. Here it's been down, there it's been down, and now we are selling off after lower highs and lower lows. So that is what's been happening with the New Zealand. So both against the dollar it's been weak, but we had this great setup structure for the pound as well. So here we are. Will it finish? You'll find out. Our next webinar, by the way, free webinar, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. You can register for that as well. And you can pre-register for the mini-series course that'll come out the end of November if you want to find out a little bit more about HVF method and all the FX and equity trades that the community now, nicely and enlarged, now that we've got our new platform up, are enjoying. And you will certainly find it a fun place, like-minded community trading the right things. So we'll have to see. Just before I go, did that GBP New Zealand have a little wind up there? This is a little bit of a small disproportionate second impulse for us, but it may have done, and we can have a little check to see how that confluences. You would have been roughly midpoint around there. So you've got a bit of a wind up with a push through target to the second interim. So if you have a confluence of levels, with this structure here, it's possible that you have a more sustained period of rest once you've run those levels. In other words, the market keeps giving you geometry that's a key moment, and it continues to reiterate it as a key moment, and as a result you often can pause. So well ahead of schedule for this trade, but it's possible it might slow down for a bit before finishing. But regardless, it doesn't matter. I was out today on the dirt bike. The take profits are in, the stops are in, and the market will do what it'll do, and I don't feel the need to watch it at every tick. That's the value of set and forget, which you'll learn more about on that mini course. Okay, that's it from me. Pre-reg, if it suits, trading's not actually for most people. It involves loss, it's emotional. You have to own your own outcomes, and you can also reg for the free webinar just going to themarketsniper.com and hitting the get started button. Look forward to checking in with you again, and that was your update on weakness for Kiwi against the GBP, which supposedly has all the dramas and travails of Brexit still to play out, but currently looking the stronger. Thanks for watching.